Just be careful, nah, nah. Love ain't simple, nah, nah. Promise me no promises.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Let's talk about the Pixelbook. You guys know I bash the hell out of Chromebooks on this channel. I often think they are a crime and a shame, and I get it. They've always had their uses. I like how they're just cutting Apple's throat in the educational world. That's always a plus. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So what do we have here? And I mean, Pixel's always been at it. Well, the Pixel brand, it started with a laptop, and these things have been by and large just Google's why because I can, right? And they've done such a good job at them. The Pixel hardware, the laptops have always been dope. I always liked them. I always adored them. I always thought they were too expensive, but I get it because of the build, the premium build and quality that went into them. Okay, fine. This time around, we see Google with the new Pixelbook tackling something that's very hot in the laptop world, and that's a 2-in-1 form factor. And I think they're doing it in a very tasteful way, and I think they're opening the floodgates to something that I think is very disruptive. Now, usually I don't talk about these things, but I feel like this could be a turning point, and I wanna run it by you guys, and you tell me how you feel about it. But first, let's get into the specs. So the first thing you should know about it, it's a legit laptop. So it's running an i-Core 5 or i5 processor, not i-Core, it's an i5 processor, the fanless editions, right, which is always good to see. I think that's the same ones you see in the Surface I. 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. Wow, 8 gigs of RAM, that's a lot for a Chromebook. I would expect to see something like 4 gigs of RAM, but 8? Okay, they're definitely up to something there. It's got a 12.3-inch touchscreen with a 4:3 aspect ratio. It's got a backlit keyboard, which is what you would expect on a premium laptop. It's got two USB-C ports. I would have liked to see a USB 3 port there as well, just for the sake of legacy, but I'm thinking this thing is a Windows laptop. I don't know what you would even plug into it because it's technically still a Chromebook, but whatever. It weighs 2.5 pounds, and it's got this striking all aluminum design. I think the design of this thing is super dope. Good job on Google for this. So I think it covers all bases. Like if you were to exclude the fact that it is a Chromebook and it's not a full-blown desktop class OS, and you put it in the lineup of something next to a Surface, something next to an iPad, I'm sorry, and a MacBook Air. Do they even make MacBook Airs anymore? No, they don't. The MacBook, the small ones, the light ones, you put it next to something from Lenovo, something from Dell. I think this thing will stand out, and it'll do a good job of at least drawing your eye and saying, oh, this looks good. What can we do here? Well, starting at $1,000 and going all the way up to a click under $1,700, it is a premium cost, but there's something happening here that I'm willing to defend Google. In the past, Chromebooks were just glorified larger Android phones, larger Android tablets with a keyboard, and the OS wasn't quite there. And of course, none of it mattered because it was dirt cheap and you run your apps and whatever the case is. But this was always my thoughts. Here, things are changing. They managed to, and I'm talking about Google, they managed to evolve the experience and make it definitely more desktop-like. And there's a button on the keyboard. There's a key for Google Assistant. There's a key for the hamburger menu. So there's a lot of things that make it appealing for someone like me, who I don't believe in moving my hand from the typing position to touching the screen. If I can't do it all on the keyboard, then it's not a true laptop. It's not a great experience. Some people disagree with me, and I understand why they disagree. It's okay. Here, Google is sort of turning that corner, and they're doing it in a great way when you take into effect things like Microsoft Word. And this is Microsoft here. A lot of people had an issue with when Microsoft became customer first. What that meant was Yes, they're still making Windows 10. Yes, they still have Windows Phone, but they put an effort into making all of Microsoft's services available on whatever platform the customer uses. iOS, Android, Mac OS, Linux. So here, this is one of those things where the platform that Microsoft Word, Excel, Outlook, whatever it is on a Pixel, that experience might be able to overshadow a true Windows 10 laptop, and that's kind of worrisome. That's the corner I think Google's turning with this Chromebook madness. And now it also opens the gate for someone like Apple, because there's so much talk about Apple just leaving the traditional desktop world for dead. People weren't happy with a lot about what they were doing with the hardware, the software, yada, yada, yada. And then you look at the iPad Pro and you see how people are just chopping up video on there. I swear to you, Lightroom runs better on the iPad Pro than it does on my rig. And it's just so frustrating to see. So are we in a world where, are we yet there where Apple could just flip that switch and put iOS on all of their hardware and you wouldn't know the difference? Do you care to manage a registry anymore? Does it matter? I don't know. Things are looking very interesting, and I think the next 3 to 4 years, because we used to talk about this way back when we first started this channel, and you could kind of see it coming, but you didn't know how it would shake out. Now I think we're approaching that hill where things are just going to tip over and it's going to be a full tilt. So you guys let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about the Pixelbook? And do you think we're almost there where this thing can replace a Windows 10 PC? And in terms of productivity and creativity and all the other stuff, let me know. My name is Ramon. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace. Well, I guess, and the reason we started Lifestyles Defined is because if we weren't on camera arguing about these things, the technologies, the phones, the iPhones, the Androids, the cameras, the games, we'd be on the phone arguing about it. We'd be in each other's houses arguing about it. So why not just put it in front of a camera for everyone to enjoy it the way we do? That's what Lifestyles Defined is all about. We just